So hey guys, we're going to carry on with our hydrant repair series here. In the very first video I shared with you guys how the thing's leaking, the ground's really saturated. What we ended up doing is sweating in a brass shutoff valve so we could get the water shut off out here. And then we also briefly talked a little bit about how one of these hydrants work. Today we're going to try doing a little bit of a repair kit. One thing I didn't share with you guys in the very first video is there's a nut that you can loosen in there, and where the handle actually sits on the shaft that drives that plunger up and down. And you can go in there and try to adjust that. I tried several attempts at that and it didn't end up resolving the issue. So we're going to put the repair kit in today and see if this does the deed. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this handle up to raise the plunger off the bottom. And then we're going to loosen this nut here. This is what I was talking about before, coming in and trying to adjust to where it sits on here. We'll loosen this up a little bit. So see how this shaft is now staying there? So we're going to put it down, we're going to tighten it up, and we're just going to pull it up one more time here, just to get that plunger all the way up and off the bottom. Now we'll just loosen this up here. So the next thing I'm going to do is use 2 pipe wrenches, one to twist the head off and the other one to hold that pipe still. We want to be really careful that this pipe doesn't twist at all, because then it can break the connection down below. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to pull out the little torch here. This sucker's on there pretty good. So the rubber plunger in here actually looks pretty good, but the rubber is actually kind of hard. This new one here, you can see it's a pretty flexible, easy to move type thing here. So I know looks can be deceiving, so we'll end up swapping this out here real quick and seeing if this is the culprit. So one thing I ended up doing was just cutting the rubber off here so I could expose this and get a little bit of a better grip on this, and then I just broke it loose with a pipe wrench. And I'll just twist on our new one here. Since we got this apart and the repair kit came with all these other parts to rebuild this handle, we'll rebuild this as well. You can see there's parts that go here. Here's the part that comes in and pinches that rod. Got our nut that runs through here, our new fitting for here, and then the 2 pieces that go inside here. So we'll rebuild this here real quick. 11mm. The same on both. Is that 11 too? Yeah, both 11s. still leaking. So I ended up calling it quits, started running out of daylight here. I was really hoping throwing the cheapest and easiest fix at it was going to solve the problem, but in this case it looks like it's not, and had to break out the shovel and start digging into this a little bit. The nice part is I did get the big bulk of the workload done tonight, where everything's exposed. For the most part, it's pretty easy to see what's going on. So what I'll probably do is cut the water on for a short period of time, just to see where the leak's actually happening, and go from there. A lot of times if it's just like a fitting connecting up the hydrant, it's a relatively cheap little fix. If it ends up being the hydrant itself, these hydrants aren't carried here locally, and that seems to be a common thing we run up against all the time. And it's already a bit of a hike down to our small town, and even further to get to a big city. So I think what we'll do is just go to our small town and just pick up a whole new hydrant if we have to, and just replace it and just take the loss of the $15 for that repair kit, and just move along. Just for the reassurance, if something like this happens again, it's very easy to get things turned around relatively quickly. You probably noticed that there was a little bit of standing water at the bottom. The water has been shut off for about a week and a half while we were waiting around for that repair kit. The nice part is we do have time on our side here with that shut-off valve, and a little bit of time here before our first frost, so I can kind of take my time on this. So I'll probably let it sit for another day or two, let some of that dry up, and so we have a little bit more of a clean surface, a little better idea on what's going on. It's an 8-foot hydrant out there, so probably have to dig a little bit more than probably most people. Where we live, I believe our frost line's like 5 feet or something like that. Even if we go just a little ways down south towards like Twin Cities here in Minnesota, I believe the frost line is like 3.5 feet. So obviously the further south you go, the less you're probably gonna have to dig to get down to your water line. So probably could have rented some equipment or something to do that, but why? I mean, it wasn't like a super time critical thing, and I don't mind throwing a little bit of labor at something like that. Kind of a cheapskate when it comes to that, and if it's a project I can do myself. So I don't know, we'll see what ends up happening here in the next day or two, and I'll keep you guys updated. We may end up replacing the whole hydrant itself, or it might be just a simple little fitting down there. We'll find out. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.